So I've been seeing men talk about alpha male and beta males for many years, but no one ever talks about where the terminology came from. Some years ago, I saw a documentary where men were observing captive wolves and how they operate. And these captive wolves were from different packs. So they weren't from all the same pack. So when you imprison wolves, like you imprison men from different parts of, neighborhoods or whatever, then you have someone in there trying to prove their dominance. That's where the whole alpha wolf came from, or the alpha male, but they did not apply to men outside of being in captivity. That only goes for people that is stuck in like a prison mindset. So when you talk about alpha and, being dominant and stuff, that dominance only applies to men who are in captivity around other men that they are not familiar with, trying to prove their dominance. So people have been misusing this phrase for years, and I'm going to give you a little backstory on it. So the term alpha wolf became popular following the work of biologist Rudolph, I'm going to put his name up here, in the 1940s, and later David Meck in the 1970s. Both observed captive wolves, unrelated individuals forced to live together in cramped quarters. In these artificial environments, the wolves fought for status, leading to a rigid, aggressive hierarchy. However, this is not how wolves behave in the wild. Again, prisoned and captive wolves versus free wolves. In the wild, a wolf pack is almost always a family unit. The leaders are simply the parents, and the rest of the pack consists of their offspring from various years. So the alphas, they don't win their spot through combat. They are leaders because they are parents and providers. If you are not a parent or a provider and you're walking around here beating yourself, chest calling yourself an alpha man, you are not. You can't compare yourself to the identity of wolves in the wild and wolves in captivity. So again, success for the pack depends on mutual care, shared hunting, and protecting the pups, not internal dominance struggles. Okay? David Meck has spent decades trying to correct his earlier work, stating that the term alpha is as misleading as calling a human parent an alpha over their children. It is not the same. Y'all keep saying, oh, alpha man need to walk alone. That's a lone wolf. That is not an alpha male. An alpha male is someone who can lead, who can parent, who can guide, who has substance. If you're going to use the terminology, at least use it in the essence that it's supposed to be used, and not showing that you're dominant over somebody and that makes you an alpha male. It does not, crackhead.